Hello everyone. I hope you're having a great week so far and that you're navigating better through this self-isolation. The good news is we all woke up today, and for that, I am grateful. Good job on making it through another week of Zoom meetings or workouts, homeschooling, cooking and cleaning nonstop, and of course not being able to hug all of your favorites. And I want to say congratulations for showing up here with me today for week 2 of Standing Firm While Your World is Shaking. I really do understand that there are many incredible options of support and tools out there. So I want to say thank you for joining me in Standing Firm. Good job. Now I want to remind you again, all you're going to need is some paper and of course something to write with to take notes while I'm talking. And then of course I will be giving you some homework at the very end. Last week, I invited you to dare the dark by writing your dark night story. And then I asked you to create an affirmation to remind yourself that you are more than that. And then of course, committing to getting the gift that the experience came to give you. I really hope that these exercises helped you come to some positive realizations and that you already feel stronger from doing them. And please don't worry if you missed last week's lessons, you can always go back and do week 1. That is the beauty of social media. I love it. Our posts are there for later for us to view. You ready to go? Okay, let's get to this. This week, we'll be considering the hero's journey together. Your journey. Joseph Campbell, an American professor of literature, did some of the best research to look at the myths and the stories of all cultures and all times. And then he actually categorized the hero's journey into a series of components, which he outlines in his book, The Hero with 1,000 Faces. I'll bring that to your attention this week as part of our exploration into the understandings of how you develop the tools for transversing through some of the tougher times of your life when, to your surface mind, it may all look lost. But first, before we talk about the hero's journey, let's consider some of the spiritual principles that support us in standing firm when our world is shaking. The first principle is about building spiritual muscle. We build spiritual muscle the same way that we build physical muscle, right? Okay, so we pick something up that feels bigger than us, and we learn that we get bigger than the thing we just picked up. And trust me, it does get easier. And this doesn't mean that there aren't times that we would prefer for things to be different. But these are times that actually grow us if we let them. And the second principle is about taking the long view. The Dalai Lama said, one must learn to take the long view. In other words, we must learn how to hold our present difficulty in the context of a much bigger story. This may be a dark chapter, but it's not our whole book. And when you can hold what you're going through in larger perspective and actually take the long view, it gives you a perspective and an ability to be bigger than the thing that you're actually facing. And again, it's okay to have a dark night, but just don't let the dark night have you. And the third principle is you're being called to higher ground. In The Science of Getting Rich, Wallace Wattles says, that in you which longs for more is the same thing that makes a plant grow. It is life itself seeking expression through you. So what you love, what you long for, and what's pulling you forward is life itself seeking expression through you. Sometimes we're afraid to take the steps that we need to take to make that a reality. I've been there. So we end up feeling stuck. And then life intervenes. And it may look like a circumstance, a disease, or a situation. All the while we're being called to higher ground, greater experiences and expressions of who we truly are capable of being. Okay, now let's get an understanding for the hero's journey. Joseph Campbell defined the hero's journey after his research into culture, time, and history, and it becomes a template for understanding our own experiences of trials and triumph. The first part of the journey is what we call the departure. The first step is to leave some sort of life you've known. Maybe it's an unhealthy relationship, or it's a job that doesn't light you up, or maybe it's just really bad habits. The second step is the call to adventure, the call to a greater life. If you answer the call, things tend to get more smoothly because there is less resistance. But if you refuse the call, then life that is seeking a greater, fuller, freer, more expanded expression through you will actually ramp up the circumstances until the circumstances get bigger than your refusal. It will look like something external to us outside our control that actually begins to occur. Joseph Campbell calls it supernatural aid. It is actually the aid of your soul and life seeking to support you in becoming more. So either you will lean into the circumstances or the circumstances will lean into you. We've all done it both ways. I definitely get better results when I lean into it. We may think, I wish I would have done things differently, right? The truth is, if we could have done things differently, we would have. We did the best we knew how with the information and the awareness we had at that time. In a hero's journey, you get the call to become more. You're going to answer it willingly or unwillingly, but you're going to answer. The third part of the journey is the initiation. First thing that happens is we cross a threshold. You or someone that you love gets the diagnosis. The bankruptcy attorney says you have to close it down. Your relationship ends or you're betrayed. Then comes the road of trials. You are tested and find yourself super vulnerable to this new situation. It feels bigger than you. It reveals a part of yourself to you that you did not know existed. That which you knew of yourself, which is most human, and that which is already existent of you, which is your soul, is intersecting and making you more available to you. You begin to discover that there are parts of you that you didn't even know existed. Some of what is in your life right now really can't go with you into the next phase of your evolution. And I know that it's really scary to let go of some of those parts, even when you know what it's actually doing to you. Some of the structures of the life we've known aren't big enough for the person that you're actually becoming. Your life is going to get bigger and better in ways that you can't even predict. And if you lean into recognizing that there is something absolutely magnificent happening to you, even if it may not look magnificent or wonderful at all, good things happen. And lastly, we experience the return. The journey changes you. We all know this. You don't come back the same person. I know I never have from my dark nights, which is a blessing. I also feel that my challenging times help me achieve my goals and my dreams. You've learned that you can get bigger than your circumstances. The journey has grown you. You've gained powers, developed abilities, and grown wisdom. You got the gift it came to give you. And now you are ready to return and move into the next stage of your evolution. How many times have you thought, I would not wish where I've been or what I've just experienced on anybody? but I wish where it took me on everybody. Whew. We are on this incredible hero's journey that enables us to discover the intersection of being fully human and fully divine. The content of our lives is the curriculum of this discovery. Okay, so now for your homework. This week, I invite you to reflect on your own hero's journey. So for the departure, ask yourself, what did you leave behind on your hero's journey? Did your call come willingly or reluctantly? For the initiation, what did you encounter on the road of trials? And what did you discover about yourself that you didn't know was there? And then, of course, for the return, how has that journey changed you, grown you? And what is it that you can share with others from what you have learned? Some incredible tools, I'm sure. Good job, everybody. You're doing amazing. And I just want to say again, the fact that you are here doing this work is a win. It means that you are willing to grow through this crazy time, and of course, other painful or uncomfortable times in your life. I'm really proud of you. Now, for next week, we're going to be discussing how you harvest the good that the challenge came to bring you. It's all about learning or allowing our experience to take us forward rather than take us down. It's about making sure we get the one thing it came to teach us. Super important. I look so forward to next week. And as I've said, if you are needing any support right now, please do not hesitate to reach out to me on any of my social media pages, or you can email me at hello@jamiesoleil.com. Have a peaceful week. Remember to stay calm, stay healthy, and be kind.